Hello, we're live. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. And Phoebe's here. Yay! This is Karen in the studio, and Phoebe is behind the controls answering your questions. And hello, everybody. Melinda, Diane, Deb, Dee, Carol. Oh, let's see. Evelyn is here, and Elka is here. Yay! Tamara, DLC. Well, Sandra, I don't want to miss anybody. Thank you for coming. And put your, say hello in the chat. Marcia, Janet, yay, Catherine, all kinds of, Margot, all right, great to see you as well. Manon, wonderful. We've got a good group, and Jane is here. It's raining in LA, huh? And hi, Alicia. Just kind of want everybody to get in, and we're going to have a really relaxing session today. And it's just based on a traditional technique, but it's definitely not a traditional way of doing it. But it was inspired by kintsugi, which is a very traditional Japanese uh, form of repairing pottery with visible mending, visible gold, visible mending. And it's like part of the embracing the imperfection of everything, right? So I think it's fun. And I kind of thought, oh, hi, from Indianapolis. Wow. Oh, that is so nice. Thank you, Deb. Yes. So we're going to just do something fun. And I thought, okay, I did the kintsugi style or collage. And then I thought I want to show you a little farther that you can take it somewhere and where it took me. And oh, from Australia. Hi, Dawn. And from Germany. Oh, my goodness. Hello. Okay. So I'm going to get started. And I'm going to feature today the our papers that I designed for Yasutomo. These will be, I've got some painted papers in the double-sided collage, and Phoebe can list them in the chat or however she lists them. But these are just, I picked a kind of a selection that worked well together, colorways. Oh, and Jean from Arizona. Hello. And I've got something brand new to show you. I've got Chinese inks. These are metallic. Oh boy, they're great. They're perfect for this technique and they're great for everything else. But I'm going to show you those. These are brand new, just fresh in stock. And we've got all kinds of colors. I'm going to be using gold mostly for this technique, but you can use other colors. I even have the blue. You can do the kintsugi or the seal the cracks with other colors if you want. I do like the gold because it's more of a traditional way of doing it, but you can go wherever you want with it. So what you'll need if you're going to play along with me, of course, is you need to have paper, some gold ink or paint. I've got some let's see, I've got my SW 2.0. I'm going to use that, or I'll use the Fusion 1 for doing the fine cracks. And I'm going to use this Fusion 1/2 inch for my glue. And oh yes, and you bought the gold and paired it with sumi. Yes, it's so pretty because you can mix it with the black, and you can do all kinds of tones. If you actually buy the silver and the gold, you can do like a soft, like a bronze color. It's amazing what you can do with these. So, but I'm going to show you how I do the collage. Now, what I used is I did use some black mixed media, and Nancy's here. Wonderful. Thank you. So I've got the Canson mixed media black 9x12. I did cut them down because I don't want to spend the whole hour collaging because the actual collage process takes a little bit of time. So I'm going to do my collage today on the it's cut in quarters. So I've got a 4.5 by 6 inch piece. And I'll just show you the little samples. This little card I made today, I took some watercolor paper and I painted it pink, and then I splattered it with the metallic sumi inks and let it dry. And then I put the heart that I had done with the kintsugi style collage over it. And it's like a broken heart gets mended. And, we all have, from time to time, we've all had a broken heart, or we just kind of like things that make you feel sad, but you make a beautiful mending of it, and it becomes a memory that's a little more beautiful rather than sad. I just love the I love the symbolism in this. And doing the process is going to be very relaxing. Of course, I'll be talking during the whole time, but these I liked uh, kind of went with the theme of the heart. Give yourself permission to let it hurt, but also to let it heal. And that's kind of a quote based on the mending. And then this one, if you're broken, hold each piece of you. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me just read that again. If you're broken, hold until each piece of you heals once again. Life is but a kintsugi. Yeah, I just thought that was perfect and appropriate. And shikishi boards, you're right. You know what would really look good, Melinda? Oh my gosh. Thank you for the idea. We can put one of these, do the collage, and then mount it on a shikishi with the gold edge. I think that would be stunning. Oh my gosh. Melinda, thank you. That's just a stunning idea. So I'm going to start with the collage process, and it is a messy one. It's kind of chaotic in a sense, and this is what the broken part is. I'm going to move my inks out of the way because they don't need to be there now. But this is like what it is like when you have something break. It's kind of chaotic as you kind of pick up the pieces. And this is and then the calming part, the relaxing part, the calming part is mending it. So let me just kind of go through the process. And I'm going to just lay down a piece of paper, just some deli paper, because I do make a big old mess. Thank you so much. All right. So I'm going to take some paper, and there's kind of a method to this. I want to find paper that works together. These work together, and I think I'm going to go with some pink themes. Like this is the painted paper. This looks really nice. I love that together. This is really pretty. And then I'm going to take this. I like this a little bit. I think that would work with that. It's got some high contrast. So basically just finding your papers, and selecting them. I like this one too. So I'm just going to go with this for the first one. If I have time to do another one, I will. But what you do is you're just going to start tearing your origami paper. And I'm going to do big, kind of like pieces where I'm not going to really care. I'm just going to just tear. Okay, so my first phase is tearing of the paper. Like I'm going to do strips like this maybe at first. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm actually lifting on this side. I have the non-white edge, and then this is going to be a white edge. So, it depends on what you really want to do with it. But, you'll decide if you like the white or the non-white. So then we've got this one. I love this little contrast here. I'm going to make sure I get that in there, and this, and maybe this. And then just kind of, this is the asemic writing. I think I'll just go this way. And this is the chaos, right? And this is therapeutic too. Just tearing pieces of paper. It's kind of therapeutic for me, anyway. It's like, especially letters and things like that. Okay, so now I've got a pile of basically torn papers. And hi from Norway. Well, welcome, Anita. So I've got these torn papers, and now I'm going to start putting together the Kintsugi-inspired collage. You're going to need a glue stick. This seems to be the best. A glue stick dries fast. You could use nori paste, but boy, it would take forever to dry. So glue sticks will dry quickly. They'll tack down quickly, and it just makes it nice. Now, what I'm going to do is I've got this in mind. I've got this little edge here. You see I've got it kind of lined up there, but I'm going to do some more tearing because I want to shatter this a little bit more. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to kind of just lay them in sequence like this. Okay, so what I've done is I'm doing like I know where I'm going to glue this. There's a straight edge here. This is going to go, basically, they're going to go like so. And then these little fractures they match because they are torn from the same piece. It's like putting together things. So I'm going to just take that and I'm just going to start gluing. This is what I'm going to start doing. So instead of thinking too much, I want to go with my intuition. And I'm just going to start putting down the paper. And I might even just take it a little farther out than the actual card. And that can be, of course, trimmed off. And then my second piece, I'm just going to take some glue and line it up with the piece that's torn so that I have a thin, kind of a thin line. I'm going to even drag it, maybe just a thin line. You could see it's got a little thin crack there. There'll be other areas where there'll be bigger cracks, but I'm just doing my first with the little thin fractures, kind of like when you put something together, you might find most of the pieces and then you might get a nice seam and then you might not. So that's kind of where what I'm just trying to do here. Now I may just, I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep doing this. I know I've got gonna put some more color in there. But so you could see kind of how this works. You just kind of line up your fractured pieces. Oops, that doesn't go there. Oh yeah, it does. This is how it goes. Oops, that's a little torn. I need to tear this. I don't know what I did there. There, that goes that way. Okay. And I'm so good. So Shikishi board, Carol asks, Shikishi board, and I don't have one on close by, but Shikishi board is it's a piece of cardboard, nice. It's a cardboard that has a washi paper over it. It's fused over it, and then it is lined in gold. And it's so thank you, Japanese artboard washi paper. Thank you. It's really neat stuff to work on for collage. I don't use it for collage, but I like the idea of. I've got an idea now that Melinda got me going here. Years ago, I think I might have a video or something on it, but I sprayed the Shikishi board with color and and just splattered it with color, and then I was able to put my collage or focal point on it, which is really cool. So I'm just going to show you. I'm actually going outside the. See, I'm just kind of going outside, which is fine. Now I've got stuff. This is now I'm going to just put new things here. I'm going to just kind of start kind of filling the cracks a little bit. I like this, but I think I'm going to just do a little fracture this way and then maybe this way. So I kind of see that I need to go this way and then maybe that way. Just kind of tearing sort of in I'm thinking of the cracks and thinking of I like that. I'm just going to keep that right there. I think that's pretty. Just going to tear that off so I don't waste all the paper. But you can see what's happening here. And then there's going to be a little bits that I'm going to have to fill in, but it may not. I might want to just paint gold there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see as we do the collage. But just kind of tearing the paper and then creating larger cracks and smaller cracks. They're like this. And so you can see it will take time to fill your paper if you have a large sheet. But I like doing a master sheet like an 8.5 by 11 or larger. See, where did that go? I'm just going to get a nice thin. You can do this on white, by the way. If you wanted to do on white paper, you could. It would look just fine. I just do it on the black so I can really see the fracture in the white edges, but it doesn't have to be on black paper. It can be on the white paper or cardstock. But a cardstock is I would say cardstock or mixed media paper, something like that would be the best. Let's see, where did I go? There it goes, inside there. See how that's just kind of coming together? And then this one. And now I can't fast forward. Normally in a video, I would fast forward. Whoops, look what I'm running out of glue. I got to get another glue. I hope I have enough. I could use white glue as well. So, oops. All right. Let's see, which one is this one? This one goes here, like that. Okay, so yeah, I believe you is these are photosafe. I've been using them for years. I don't believe there's anything wrong. I believe these are all. Oh, I don't see it, but I have never had any issues with this cracking or. I mean, really, if you want to do it, really the right way, you could use, nori or some PVA that's acid free. But I think this stuff is fine, especially for what we're doing and how we're going to finish these off. So I'm going to take some of this paper, and I love this, and I'm going to try to get a little wedge. This is where you have to kind of take your small. If you don't have scissors, or you take it and you kind of make a tear that's sort of calculated. So I just put that inside to just mend that little spot. And sometimes I even have to go a little, like I might even take my nail and just kind of make that even smaller. There it is. And let's see if that looks the way I want it. Kind of. And I'm just going to cut this to maybe tear that up. But when you're doing this, you're just going to find yourself really kind of into this mode of cutting and pasting, tearing and pasting, not cutting. In some of these, I've cut with. I'll show you the straight edge ones that I've done with a pair of, well, not a pair, a paper cutter, and that works too. So I'm just kind of bringing this up so that I have a little bit of a fracture, kind of like in here, and then I'm going to bring this. I really like. I like this pink. I want to get some pink inside there and there. I like that a lot. So I'm going to just trim this off. I'm just going to go right in here, and I have this little triangle space after that. So I'm just going to kind of trim off and then use my glue stick. And I'm going to have to get a different glue stick. This one's even run out. You do go through the glue sticks pretty quickly because you want to put a generous amount of glue on there so they don't lift, so the little edges don't lift. I'm just going to slide that in, and going to just let that kind of stick that down. And now I've got to pick these up. I'm going to grab another glue stick. This time I'm going to bring out the big gun. Now let's see if I can read that. If it says it's natural. I don't know. Glue lifts doesn't say if it's whatever. You know what I'm talking about. If it's archival, I don't know, but I think it is. But I may be wrong. Oh, I'm glad you love white or clear matte medium. Yes. Now, here's what I would use. You're right. So right, Jane. I'm going to pull this out because I do plan to use this. This is golden soft gel matte. I don't like the gloss because it just kind of makes it too shiny. But there it is. Thank you for bringing that up, Jane. This is what I would use. I'm not going to use it now because it's going to be a messy mess. It's a little more messy. I'm just trying to do this quickly. But I will use this for something else. But yes, you could use it also for your collage, which is brilliant. Brilliant. It's a good stuff. So I'm going to just make another little tear that kind of, hopefully, we'll see. Oh, yes, almost. And sometimes you can take tweezers, or if you have like these little pointy things, these little guys, you can try to tear. If you try, there are ways to tear papers so that you can get a much more a tear that kind of that looks like if I had more nails, if I had better fingernails. Right now, my fingernails are just down to nothing. So I'm just going to kind of fake it. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to make a jaggedy edge like that because I want it to go right there. And then I want to take this little bit and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to take the scissors and just kind of make a jaggedy edge like it's torn. And I know that's cheating, but I think I wanted that to fit right inside as best as I can. There we go. I'm just going to do it again, make a little jaggedy edge, and then put it right there. Okay, that's where I want it. So now I'm going to get some glue, put it on my paper. And I wanted that high contrast little leaf thing. There we go, part of the papers there. Okay, now I'm just going to trim some of this off so you can see kind of where it's going. And it's also good to trim off the excess while you're working so you can kind of see the composition a little bit. And then I can take a better look. So you can see I'm about halfway through. So it's not taking too long. I want to make sure that I can get to the next steps. So I love that. I think that's going to be nice. I'll try to do another, take some more paper that I tore. Let's see what I've got here. I think it'd be nice to pick up some of this. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm just going to do this. I like that. A fracture, and then I'm going to start fracturing bits like this. So I'm going to just do it kind of like this. I like the pink. And then I maybe just stop here. And then I think I might bring some more of this this in, but we'll see. I'll just start working on this. But I am going to fill it. It looks like I'll get it filled. And just, you don't need to line them up perfectly. You can make small gaps as well. So the little, when I tear the small pieces, they do get closer together. But some of the areas I can, make bigger gaps. And that will give a more interesting effect when the collage is finished and when you start doing the kintsugi or filling the cracks with the gold. And really, when I'm doing this, I put on some relaxing music and I just kind of go with the flow, and then it just sort of falls together. So I'm going to repeat some of this here, and I'm just going to kind of find, let's see what we got here. I'm going to try to follow that tear. We'll see. Nope, it's, it's hard to do. I'm just going to try. There we go. Yeah, I've got that. And then I'm going to just take this and tear that down a little bit. So there, I've got that piece right there. I might bring back some other color, but you can. It's only taking 3 sheets of origami paper to do this size. And I'm just going to kind of bring that crack, kind of get it. I don't want them to overlap. That's the only thing, is I don't want the pieces of paper to touch. They need a little gap, or a small gap, or a large gap, but definitely they need a little bit of a gap. So this piece is going to go right there. I love that. Just going to tear that. Maybe, oops, no, thought I was going to do that. Now, sometimes I'll preview a piece and then I won't use it because it just doesn't work, but I think that one will. I really like the green. I wanted to pick up that green, see if I can get that in there. Yeah, there we are. So it's just a matter of kind of previewing them on your paper, and then once you do it, once you've got it, you can just put it on just glue it on, and I'm like leaving a gap. Let's see. I am definitely going to leave a little bit of a gap so I can paint my metallic color. I'm almost done. Yep, I'm going to take this one and I'm going to just, looks like I can. Looks like this one's almost a match. Wow. Yeah, it's almost a match. So I'm just going to take this and just gently make a rough edge here. And I've got, that's crazy. Never had that happen before. But that's what the beauty of this art form is, or this collage form. I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever done this with collage, but I've seen the kintsugi, and it's so beautiful. I thought, how fun would that be to translate it into paper, and then just kind of have fun mending the imperfect. So I'm going to do, I've almost got that done. That's a big crack there, but I'm going to leave that because you need to have a little bit of that. This is going to be this piece right here. I'm just going to do it right there. So I'm just going to kind of stage it here, and then I'm just going to cut off the extra so I can use that later. And then I'm going to tear right at this place here. So there is a little of designing or some premeditated things that go on this. And I'm just going to put that right there. And I love that. Okay, so I did it. It's done. All right, so we did it in like 20 minutes-ish, a little about 20 minutes to do a 4.5 by 6. So give yourself about an hour to do a 9 by 12. And then, of course, take your time. And it is, because it is a meditative or very calming activity. Okay, so now you can see this is what they look like. Tess, hi. And Susan's here, yay. So now we've got that. Now I'm going to be done. I'm going to take all these pieces and I'm going to save them because I don't like wasting the paper. I will probably use these for some more collage. I'm just going to move this all out of the way so that I can start the painting process. This is the next phase. So after you've done all your torn pieces, clear your space out, get the chaos out of the way, get the glue out of the way, and then be ready for your more relaxing phase, more calming phase. Okay, just gonna get that out of the way. Okay, now we're ready. So I think, I'm not really sure what color. I love the gold, and I'm going to show you these colors. In fact, I'm going to preview these colors for you because you'll see what they look like on black, and then we'll decide. We can decide together. You can help me with this. So I'm going to put a little bit of. I'm going to use my dishes here. These are the little. Love these dishes. And I'm just going to shake the ink up, and the gold is my favorite, of course. I'm going to put a little drip of that just to do. I'm going to do a swatch. So I'm going to put just a little gold, and I'll put it right here so you can see it. Beautiful. Look how bright that is. Gorgeous. And then I'll put a little silver, and then we can do a vote. You're going to tell me chaos is your middle name. I love it. Now I'm going to do a little silver. You can mix these up too, by the way. If you want to mix like a mix of gold with the silver, you could make a nice soft gold or just a different tone, cooler, just in between. I'm just going to take, but I want to give you the pure color. Here's the silver, and it's really more of a pearl silver. It's not like a true sterling, but it's a beautiful silver. And then I'm going to get the red, which is a nice soft red. I'm just going to put a little bit in my dish, and then we'll decide what's going to look good on the collage. Because we can use any color. We've got 8 colors here, except I don't have the white. There's the red. Isn't that gorgeous? The white is beautiful, but it's not going to work for this. It'll just cancel out the whole thing. So I'm just going to go with one of the metallics. I'm just going to go ahead and get some blue. And what I love about these paints, they are water resistant. They're not waterproof, but they're pretty water resistant. And the only thing that if I want to put some gel medium over this, I will spray it with a fixative, with a workable fixative, because the mediums, like this kind of medium, may smear it. So I usually just fix it afterwards with just a light spray, and then you're good. But it's pretty water resistant. In fact, it takes a while to wash it out on my dishes if I let them dry. So there's some resistant to it. Voting for gold, yay! Me too. But you never know. We could just go for purple or something. I don't know, or bronze. Let's check this one out. We have 2 more colors to go. We've got the copper, and then I'll show the green. And I'll just show you them in their beauty. Oops, you always got to shake it. There is a ball that's in the bottom, it's in the bottom. And we do have white, and it's very nice. And it could be mixed with other colors, with Gonzai colors, but I just won't work for this technique. All right, so this is the copper. And then I'm going to do the green. And I think the gold's going to be the winner, but if there's a vote, silver, we've got silver, gold. Yes, they are inks. They are inks. I meant to say ink. They are a Sumi ink. And here you go. Here's the colors. The gold is already dried, but you can see how gorgeous these are. Metallic Sumi inks. Now, so with this one, I really think the gold will stand out the most. The silver will kind of just blend a little bit too much. So I'm going to go ahead with the gold. Yeah. So So if you put, what you do is you put the, that's what I just mentioned about this, is you if you're going to be putting gel medium over the ink after it's dried, just a spray. I spray a little, just a workable fixative, just a light touch, because of the gel medium moves it will move the ink. It's not like an acrylic paint. So I would definitely, yeah, just use a little spray, a light spray, and that's all you'll need to do. Okay, so now I'm going to take my fusion brush and I'm going to go in. We're going to do gold. Gold is the winner. I'm going to move these out of the way. And I'm just going to shake out a little bit. I don't need a lot. This stuff goes a long way, but I can always add more if I want. And I always wet my brush ahead of time. I dampen the brush and then just make a point. And now I'm going to start painting the cracks. And I start with one end and I just kind of just go into the crack. And I'm going to bring my camera down a little farther, closer to you. Hopefully you can see that better. And just taking a generous amount of ink on the tip of my brush. And this is where I slow down. I can leave a little bit of the black if I want, which I like to, just to give it a little kind of, I don't know what it does. It just kind of helps. Just a little hairline crack of the black showing really kind of adds, I don't know, looks like it's a real crack. But there I just got one little line. And we should cue in the music. Very calming music would be nice right now. But really, this is where you just take your time and you're doing your visible mending. You could think of an intention, just think of good thoughts, you know, all the world's troubles just sort of wash away for now. And there's plenty of those. So it's just a good exercise for your mind and your spirit. So there you can see how the cracks really look. Now, when it dries, of course, classical, but yes, classical music. Oh, and then this will dry a little bit brighter, but if you want to go a little, you can always add another layer of the gold if you find that it's just not, um, it's just not enough. Because you can put it on heavy, and actually, the heavier you put it on, the more brilliant it will be, but it doesn't raise up like an acrylic paint. So it will have a little raised edge if you choose, but it's very, very subtle. There is some resin in here, acrylic resin, that keeps it a little more water resistant. And June's here. Hi, June. And so I'm going to finish this little bit here, and then I'm going to just show you how I make the hearts and how that process goes. But, at least you've got this technique. At least you can start, and you can create your own Kintsugi-inspired collages. And then, I'm going to show you now what I'm going to do with them. It's like, okay, I've done this. What do I do with it now, right? So I'm just not gonna finish. I'm really tempted to just keep going because it's so addictive. You just want to fill in every little crack and crevice. And let me just show you too, when you do go over there, places like here, you can use a bigger brush, or just like in this one, I'm just going to show you this one here. I'm going to go in and kind of fill in this larger area with a little more ink, and just kind of go and then go really thin where the crack is really thin. And it just kind of really adds a lot of interest. And of course, this by itself is not that exciting until we start doing other things. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to show you now the process. I'm going to lift this up a little. There we go. So let that dry. Once it's all dry, you can spray it if you want. You're going to do a gel medium over it. Spray it a little bit with the fixative. If you plan to do any collaging or anything over that. But I'm going to show you with the ones that I've already made. I think this one was sprayed. Pretty sure I sprayed this first, and then I went over it. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to just test it. Yep, I did. Okay, so I sprayed this with a fixative, and then I went over it with a gel. This is what I went over. I went over with the fluid matte medium, and this little brush again. This little brush is the Fusion. It's a Fusion #1. Thank you. I love it that you're helping. Thank you for answering. So this, I'm going to make, I'm just going to turn it over. And I love this just by itself, but I'm going to try to get a couple of hearts out of this. So what I've got is I'm going to just take this one that I've already done and I'm going to use it as a template. Um, just because I can, it's there, the shape is there. And this is how, so you can see how this process goes. I'm going to just go ahead and use this as a template. You can do any kind of heart shape that you want. I'm just going to trace around. You can cut it smaller after you're done, but I'm going to cut 2 hearts out of this. And I will probably use the extra pieces also for something else. Oops. It doesn't have to be a perfect heart. It can be wonky. Wonky is okay. So I've just traced 2 hearts. And I'm going to cut them out. And this maybe a little like on this one. And I won't know until after I cut it what it's going to look like, what I've got here. I'm just going to make them a little smaller than than the heart, than the tracing. So I'm just going inside the line a little bit. And maybe bring that part down a little and bring this one up. And then I'm going to look at it and I can reshape it if I want. Oh, wow. That is so pretty, isn't it? Whoa. Thank you, Melissa. Hi, Melissa. So now you could now this is what I do. Now that I have the gold there, I'm going to now that I've made this heart, I'm going to do a little gold around the edge. Just a little touch of gold just around the edge. Just kind of how, before I glue the heart down onto another piece of cardstock. You can see it's got a raised edge. I don't know if you can see that. I'm able to get a nice little raised edge out of that. Just edging it. That's going to take a little while to dry. So I'll probably, I don't know, hopefully I don't have my heat gun plugged in. But there, just going to get all that little precious gold edge. So this is what I love about this ink, is that you can use it as to line your cards. And I think they're gorgeous. See, I'm just there. So that looks good. I'll let it sit because that one's going to it's got a little raised edge. And then this one, I will cut out again. And I'll probably line this one too. But making the 2 hearts out of this size, this size was it was like a 5x7 card that I had done the collage in. I'm just going to go around my little tracing kind of loosely and using my eye here. Oh, this is such a surprise. I love that. Such a surprise. So I'm going to save these little bits because I probably could use these for the wings, maybe. So I'm going to save those little pieces. And this also needs, maybe I won't line this one in gold just so you can see the difference. Okay. So the next step is if you want to make wings, which you could make wings like these I stamped these, and they came from the Art Foamies. And oh boy, I forgot. Art Foamies, and it's oh boy. Keisha Devaney, I think. Oh, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's an artist that made wings. And I just think those are so good. Perfect. And what I did was I just put some acrylic paint and I stamped them. Then I used in this one, I used the pearl or the silver sumi ink, and I'm just going to go around. I'm going to leave a black edge because I want that black edge kind of like it looks like a low light rather than a white edge, but it still kind of gives it a kind of a nice finished edge. I'm going to do that. I think that would look really cool. And then this one, oops, got to make sure that they're the hearts. Yeah, so it's got to be the opposite. So that's why they give you 2 stamps so that you have a right and a left. This is this one. And this doesn't have to be perfect, but it's fun to fussy cutting. And I didn't bring my scissors out, baby. Sorry, my little detail scissors. Oops. We have little detail scissors that are perfect for doing little bits like this. All right, so I've got the wing like that, and I'm almost thinking, because of the black edge, I'm going to take, I've got my stamp pad, just grab it. I'm going to grab my stamp pad. So I'm using an Archival stamp pad. I'm going to use the black here. And I'm going to grab my little foam dome thingy. This piece here, I'm just going to kind of finish that off because it really needs, since that black is there, I think it needs to be finished. And I don't want to go really too soft of an edge. I want it to be kind of a hard edge. So I'm just kind of going around. And then if you want to get in the crack, oh boy, sometimes you can see it's hard to get in here. But what I do, I sort of bend it. And then I just like bend it slightly and I get that crack, that little V part that's hard to get in. But I didn't fold it, I just bent it so that I get that nice edge. I remember when these were being, gosh, years ago when these, I don't know if it was Tim or, I think it was Tim, but Tim Holtz, whoever did this edging thing, it was such a brilliant idea because it just changes everything. It really kind of finishes something off. And you can use a marker. I love that idea too, Deb. Yep, I love that. I'm just like these because I can be kind of fumbly with it. With a marker, I got to be a little more careful. So I'm pretty much done with this. I could add some, I'm thinking, I don't know if this will work, but I'm going to try using my perma-writer. We have this something called a perma-writer. And for some reason, I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try. I'm just going to doodle a line. I like that. I needed some doodling. So I just did a little doodling of the lines on this. Now, perma-writers can write on everything. They can write, I needed that. You can write on glass, plastic, metal, everything. And we do only have them in sets now. But I love these. Better than a Sharpie because they don't stink like a Sharpie. And they're just so, it's nice if you need something to write over acrylic paint or something that you've already painted. These are great. So I just thought that would look better, having a little detail like that. And I'll cut this one out too. I already did that one, didn't I? I don't know. Did I pick it up? Yep, there it is. Well, I just did this one, so I'm going to cut this one out. It's Friday, and I'm so happy. It's Friday. For some reason, these short weeks just kind of that's just kind of odd, or when we have a day off in the middle of the week. Okay, there it is, like that. I like that. Now I'm going to glue these. So the next thing is I'm going to cut out the next level, but I'm not going to glue these pieces in yet. I'm just going to take this piece and I'm going to lay this on top. I'm going to give myself some room here, and I'm going to hold it very firmly in my hand. Oh, nice. Hey, everybody. Okay, I'm going to cut about a 1/16 of an inch around the edge to give it a border. This is just to give it contrast and interest. I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm keeping my hand on it. Skip that, move that out. I'm just going to hold it and just keep cutting around so that it just kind of makes a nice little kind of even border. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's going to be as close to the shape of the heart as I could possibly get, but not too close to it. So I like having that nice edge. It just kind of adds more interest to the heart. This one's a little farther out, so I'm going to just trim that just a little. So there I got it. Now this is where, so you see that this part. Now I'm going to glue my little bits, my little wings next. So I'm just going to put some glue on the tips. Let's see how far I want to go in there. I'm going to put some glue about right here and on this side. And I can get this thing in. Oh, there we go. And then I'm going to lay it on and just going to line up the wings so that to where I think that they look nice. and even, and then I'm going to press down. It's kind of adjust it for the distance, press down, and now I'm going to glue the whole thing onto this piece of card. I'm going to make sure that I have the right side now. So that basically gets you, because if you cut the thing, it'd be hard if you glued the wings on first and then tried to cut your shape. It'd be a little hard. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this and put a generous amount of glue all around the whole thing. Just like that. Okay, I think I got it. There we go. And now I'm just gonna lay it on there and using the wings to kind of line up things and just lay it down, and there you go. You got it. Now, if you want, you can add a focal point. You can add different things to it. Or you can even put do some collaging. You can put some lettering over it, like in these. You can see this is a little fussy cut willow wonky bits. This one was just a lettered piece of pure origami paper that I had gel printed. And then this one over here, this one I did I just wrote the word love with a white pen. And I did a little collaging on top with some usagami. Now I think that would look really nice. Just one of these. I'm gonna take one of these and show you how I do that on that. So this is one of the pieces that I did when we were together, I guess, a few weeks ago. I like bringing in stuff that we've worked on together. I'm going to cut this one fairly close to the edge this time, even though it kind of disappears, but I'm just going to cut it a little, just giving a little border. The usagami will kind of become invisible, but because it's made, I've got the ink is this ink, the sumi ink, so I'm not going to brush over it with the gel medium. I'm going to go only just underneath and let's see if it works. I don't know, it might not work, but I'm going to try. Just going to get all these, just got to get this paper cut. If I can hold my hand steady. There, don't have to be that fussy with it, I guess. Just going to get just around the edge like that. Then I'm going to take this and probably, I don't know where I want it, right there. I love that. I love having it sort of off center. And I'm going to just kind of, with my finger, I'm going to kind of trace, I'm going to make a little indentation so I'll know where to cut. Like this, just taking that shape and cutting it right there. There, like that. And I'm just going to lay it down and see what it looks like. Yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty. So it does make all the difference, Dawn, right? Doesn't it? The black border, I love it. Okay, now I'm going to use the soft gel matte. And this time I'm going to put a little, I'm just going to put some on the back. Or actually I'm going to put, I got to be careful because I already have the thing. I could have done this before I laid it on the black background. But this is, this is how things, this is what creativity, you just have to kind of wing it and try to make things work. So I'm going to take this, it's going to go on like that. So I'm going to turn it upside down and I'm going to put some soft gel matte on the piece of usagami. I don't want to put it on that because it's going to get all over the background. But this is soft gel matte, generous amount of it. And I'm going to wait a little bit of giving it a minute or two so that the paper swells up a little. You want the paper to expand because the paper does expand. And I'm going to pick this up with this because I'm hoping I didn't glue it to the thing. No, I didn't. Yay. And I'm going to just take it and I'm going to lay it on just like I had. Just going to lay it just gently down on my paper. Oops. Let that go. Maybe just get it on there so that it lines up with the little thing. And now I'm just going to kind of gently move it on there. Now that I like. Yep, that looks pretty. And I'm not pushing the ink. I don't see any. I don't think it lifted. I hope it didn't. But this color here was a mixture of the gold and the silver together, and I made like a bronze color. Oh, that's a great idea. Putting this in a memory journal. Yes, I love that. Now, just to show you what happens when you do put some medium over, I'm going to show you what happens. Just going to give it a shot and see if I can, if this stuff, what happens to it. Let's just put a little bit of this matte medium. This is a liquidy, much more liquidy than the soft gel. Soft gel is good for gluing. The fluid matte medium is good for just kind of harmonizing everything, and it's thinner. So I'm just going to brush it over and see what happens. If the ink disappears, I'm going to see if it wiped off. No, it does dull it, but I just wanted to see. Kind of dulls it a little bit. Not the end of the world, but it is sort of disappearing. The paper part, the actual paper is sort of disappearing. Now I need to put the matte medium over the whole thing. So I don't think I did a matte medium over this. I just did what's the thing called? I just did the fixative. So just a little matte medium just to kind of harmonize the whole piece. Not, so it looks like it's all one piece. And I really love the way that one turned out. So let's go to this one. And we've got a few minutes. Oh, we've got, this one's been a fun one. Okay, so this is this one. Now this one, I'm going to make sure that it's all dry. This ink is dry. It feels wonderful. The edge is just fantastic. Now I'm going to take this. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my paper and I'm just going to cut the outside. I'm going to do a little different wing this time. You're going to see how I do the wings. I'm just going to get that out of the way. Might use those swatches for something. I don't know. But I like this mixed media black paper because you can paint on it. And it also makes a good cardstock, a good backing for all this. And I love the gold. If you can see, the gold edge really pops now on this. Okay, done on that. Okay, now I'm going to look at my scraps that I had. So that's how that's going to look. And if you have a little wonky stuff here like this, just trim it off. I'm a perfectionist. I'm a non-recovering perfectionist. I can't help it. I'm not going to recover from that. Okay, so where's my little bits? Okay, little bits here of my collage, wherever it is. I don't know. Somewhere with the original. There it is. All right, so now I'm going to make some wings. And I love the little cracks here and the crack here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tear. I've got this one in mind, and I've got, I like this one a lot. So I'm just going to take these little bits here, these pieces, and I'm going to draw a wing, or I'm going to cut a wing out. I'm not going to even draw. I'm just going to cut. And I'm going to follow my little pattern here. Just kind of the idea is to make small little wings. And these actually wings were Jennifer Wilkin Pinnock a couple of years ago did a really cool class online, and she made winged hearts. And this is inspired by that. So there's one wing, and I'm going to just lay this onto here because I need to make it the opposite. I need to make this work. Okay, so I need to make them the opposite. So I'm laying it upside down. And so when I open it up, it's going to be the opposite side. So I'm just going to lay that on. I'm winging it here. Just winging it. And I'm just going to go like this. Kind of try to get it about the same size as the other one. There. Now I'm going to open them up. Love, love, love the little cracked heart, the cracked wings. Oh, you're going to ask, question, could we use Dorland's wax over these? Let's try. I'm going to get my Dorland's wax, wherever you are. Just a moment. That's a good question. And I know I have a bunch of them. Here it is. Okay. I got it. All right, so we're going to do it. I'm going to try putting Dorland's wax over this, or actually put it over the whole thing. Let's just see what happens when we put it over the whole thing. So I need to do this. I need to put these on here like this. So I'm going to just do the glue. But Dorland's wax might be a good idea. We'll see how it works over the piece, maybe a piece of scrap. I'll try it and then see what happens. Oh, I have a cat that just decided to join us. My cat just decided. Hello, Jude. Oh, I'm going to have to give him a little. Come here, kitties. You're okay. There you go. He needs to get in the window. So he's in there now. Okay. I'm just going to put a little this one on and just kind of make sure that they kind of match as much as possible. I'd say that's close enough. Okay, like that. Okay, now let's put, now we're going to glue the whole thing. So I've got this, and then what I'll do is I'll try the Dorland's wax over the whole thing, because then it would seal the whole thing, and I think that would be a good thing. So I'm just going to make sure that's the side. Yep. And I'm going to turn this over and glue. Glue, plenty of it. And usually after this, I would put it under something flat, like on a book press, or kind of put it under something to flatten it, because the white glue will probably warp your card a little bit. If you don't mind that little warpage, that's okay. But it does warp with the moisture. And I'm just going to lay this on here. Okay. And this piece, since I already sprayed it, but I'm going to do it on the piece that I'm going to do it on this to see if it works. All right. So there it is. It's finished. This heart is, oops, I'm trying to move the thing. Uh-oh. I need to move it quickly because it's definitely sticking. I need to move that. Oh, come on, move. See, once you've made the commitment, that's it. That's the end of that. So now what I have to do, because I kind of messed up, that's okay. I'm going to just take it and make it look like I meant it. I'm just going to trim a little more of the black. I'm just going to kind of lift that little wing up a little. So you can, lift the wing a little. But I'm just kind of trimming that, making it a smaller border because I kind of wrecked it a little bit. So you can fix it if you put it on a little wrong. Now I guess you could do it with the wings on, and you just lift it out of the way, and you could do it, I guess, which is what I'm doing. There we go. Now see, that is like I meant it. There it is. Okay. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. And then I can just kind of let that sit. I love it. I love that. Okay, so let's try using a little Dorland's wax over this section only, because I'm finished with this section. Well, thanks, Deb. Oh, yeah, the cat can make my art bad. It's true, he can. He's definitely a distraction. So I'm going to put a little Dorland's wax medium over this, and I really shouldn't use my fingers because it's got a Damara resin in it. I'm going to have to use, I'll just use a Kleenex I got out of the I'm just going to put a little bit on a rag or something. Just going to do this section right here. I'm going to see what happens. Oh, okay. So the wax does not disturb it. It doesn't lift the paint. Now it just needs to be, dry, and then I'm going to buff it. So yes, wax medium will seal your gold, and it's going to dull it just a hair. But maybe once it dries, and I buff it, it'll look great. But the thing with Dorland's wax medium is you really can't paint over it or do anything over it after that. So just as a FYI on that, I'm just going to go ahead and buff it a little bit, see how that looks. And it actually gives a nice little sheen. Ooh, yeah. There it is. It's gorgeous. So it gives it a nice little, you can see it gives a nice little sheen. Yes, so use your Dorland's wax medium, or if you don't have Dorland's wax, you can use Renaissance wax, microcrystalline wax. You could use distress glaze. I'm sure it would be fine. That's a micro. It's got the same ingredients, but this has something else in it. That's some kind of solvent in it, or something a little different, because it smells differently than the distress glaze. All right, so we are 1 minute before the end of the thing. Judikins Microglaze, thank you. Yes, and that is Judikins is actually the original. Peggy Skycraft actually is the collage artist that developed this for Judikins, and Judikins makes it for Ranger. Just so you know, it's the same exact product. If you see one of the, either one, it's from Judikins, and they're still making it. And yes, you're welcome, and thank you for inspiring me to test it, because now I know it works and I like it. It becomes waterproof, and I could probably put the wax over this one. I think it would look gorgeous. But there you are. We've done a little Kintsugi-inspired collage, and I hope that you are inspired to do some too. Any questions while we're here? While I'm still here, I've got it's 4 o'clock, but my time. But I'm here to answer questions if you have any. No questions? Anything, Phoebe, that you want to say before we sign off? Anything you need to add before we call it a day? Oh, thank you. And so I got everything. Woohoo! I'm just gonna wait. You can see me in the corner now. Nothing more. Yay. So I appreciate everybody for coming here today. And I hope you had a great time. Thank you so much again, Phoebe. So yes, there's a question. Yes, the video will go on the channel, Yasutomo. It will take a time though. It takes like a few hours to process these, at least maybe a day. I don't know, but it takes some time. So come check back, tomorrow. It should be up, and yes, your your inks are heading to the stores. It's so true. Yes, Phoebe's saying that the inks, since they're brand new, they're not distributed fully yet, but people are definitely. It's going to be a popular item. So. Oh, I'm so glad. Yes, so Kintsugi, yeah, been a good thing. It's a good thing. So, and thank you, Joyce. Thank you, everybody. I'm sending you all of my virtual hugs and love, and thank you again, Phoebe and Yasutomo, and for hosting these. And I love them too. I enjoy getting together with all of you, and I look forward to a couple of weeks. No, actually, next week we're going to, because of Black Friday, we're going to meet next week, same time, and we're going to do gifts using washi paper and making some luminarias using the washi paper that's been gel printed, and some folded gift tags, just to make a full gift. We call that omeyage. I think, I don't think I'm saying it right, but in Japanese, omeyagi or omeyage, it's spelled, and somebody could probably say it correctly, because I probably am not. But thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week. So remember, it's not 2 weeks from now, it's next week, next Friday. I don't know the date, but it is next Friday. We will see you then. And everybody, take care and have a great weekend. Bye bye, everybody.